How are you?
I'm good.
Double nominee, double nominee, double nominee.
Isn't that
what?
incredible?
Better known as Natasha Romanoff or Black Widow within the context of the MCU, Scarlett Johansson is currently considered to be one of the highest-paid actresses in Hollywood. And with her tendency to take on roles extending beyond a single genre, it's no wonder she's become incredibly popular over the last decade or so. But what does someone like Scarlett spend her hard-earned cash on? And how wealthy is she really? Well, whether you're a fan of this amazingly talented actress or just want to know more about the woman who reformulated the spy genre, you've come to the right place, as we're about to take a look into the net worth, lifestyle, and spending habits of Scarlett Johansson. So strap yourselves in and get ready to feel jealous, as things are about to get interesting. But before we get into it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any of the new videos we post. A little more about Scarlett. While her most famous character on screen was born in Russia and trained to be the greatest spy in the world, Scarlett Ingrid Johansson was actually born on the 22nd of November 1984 in Manhattan, New York, making her 36 years old at the moment. Although she's insanely busy taking on all the roles that are presented to her, Scarlett has found the time to start a family. She's married to a man by the name of Colin Jost and has a daughter named Rose. She's also been known to not only act, but sing, model, and do voiceover work in her spare time. Because of this, Scarlett Johansson currently has an estimated net worth of around $165 million, which is enough for any normal person to retire on more than 10 times over. And now that we know just how much money the actress has at her disposal, let's take a look at the lifestyle she lives, which we assume just has to be overbearingly lavish. Number 1. Flying around the world. As a world-class actress, Scarlett finds herself having to commute to faraway places for filming on a regular basis. Surprisingly, not everything nowadays is filmed in Canada, as you might have been led to believe. And when you're as famous as Scarlett, taking public transport can be a real drag, especially when having to wait at the airport and having a large selection of fans bothering you for pictures, autographs, and the like. This is why Scarlett decided to buy herself a private jet to get her from A to B. This means that she spends quite a bit of money on the storage and maintenance of her private jet, as well as the fuel used to get her to places she needs to go. It also means that Scarlett's able to travel without the paparazzi discovering where she's off to next, which is necessary when she just wants to get away and relax without being bothered every second. And although this might be considered by us to be one of the craziest things to spend money on, we'd probably do exactly the same if we had both her fame and net worth. Number 2. Her Hollywood home. It must also be said that like all other actors and actresses in the industry, Scarlett knew that she had to secure herself an incredible home within the roaring hills of Hollywood. She does often find herself attending studios and premieres in the area after all, and since everything is so darn expensive in LA, it's no wonder she paid so much for the pristine mansion she decided to pick up in the swanky area of Los Feliz. According to sources, Scarlett decided to fork out around $4 million for the property, which has an insane view of Hollywood and allows her a short commute to any and all obligations she has in the city. She purchased the property with her now ex-husband Roman Doriak after they discovered that the mansion had originally been built in the 1940s. Newly remodeled, the 4-bedroom home sits on an acre of land and comes complete with 6 bathrooms, a step-down living room, marble fireplace, and beautiful kitchen, along with a balcony from the master bedroom that looks directly onto the Hollywood sign. Suffice it to say, Scarlett is living large at the moment. Number 3. A house in the Hamptons. There's something about being incredibly wealthy that makes people want to own more than one home. And while some do this to communicate their immense financial status, others do it to keep themselves as wealthy as possible. You see, there's no better investment than property, which often has its value skyrocket, which is especially the case once it's been owned by a famous celebrity like Scarlett. So it shouldn't surprise you to hear that everyone's favorite actress also owns another home in the luxurious area of the Hamptons. According to Hollywood Reporters, the A-list star bought this property back in 2014, paying around $2.2 million for the 1.4-acre mansion. The 4-bedroom home is very chic with an open floor plan that includes decks that expand and a living space outside for some reason or other. The master suite also features its own private balcony and fireplace, making every evening a romantic one. Friends and family are apparently always welcome to stay here, which is why the home has 3 additional guest bedrooms on the top floor with their own personal balconies as well. In other words, this is the perfect home to use to get together and throw some insane parties when you want to. So there's no doubt that Scarlett does this from time to time. How easy must quarantining have been for the Scarlett with 2 whole homes to choose from? Number 4. Keeping things private. But more than anything else, Scarlett Johansson likes to keep her life as private as possible. It's why she decided to buy that private jet after all. Life has actually been tough for the star ever since she became one of the most popular actresses in Hollywood. People spend thousands of dollars trying to follow her around and hack her phone for private pics of her, which is why she decided to invest a lot of her hard-earned cash into keeping her private life, well, private. As we said earlier, Scarlett has a young daughter at the moment. This comes as a surprise to many fans as the star absolutely hates to walk past paparazzi or post about her private life on social media. It's pretty strange considering how the majority of celebrities are hell-bent on getting as much attention as possible. But it just shows that Scarlett became an actress because acting is what she loves. And while we might not be sure what she spends her money on to keep her privacy to herself, there's no doubt that it must be expensive in the long run. Number 5. Keeping it fresh. Considering how Scarlett is known within Hollywood as being one of the most beautiful women in the world, it wasn't a shock to her fans to hear that she only gets her hair cut at the best hair salons in Beverly Hills. That explains a lot if you ask us, as she also has been incredibly experimental with her various looks from year to year. And while this may have proved controversial for the actress, especially when she decided to buzz it really short, she simply does what she wants to and enjoys being herself. This can, however, be extremely expensive. But if you have such a large net worth and want to pay top dollar to be both pampered and end up looking good, then why not, right? According to Scarlett, the money she spends on her hair is worth every penny, as she considers these visits to be her spa days, which help her to relax after a busy month at the studio. No wonder Natasha changed her hair so often across the Avengers timeline. Number 6. Her flawless skin. Scarlett has also been known to have marble skin, which allows her to pull off a natural look with ease. In fact, we can't remember the last time she showed up with a blemish or pimple on her face, which speaks volumes to her morning and nightly skin routine. And since she was once the face of Dolce & Gabbana makeup, it's clear that keeping her skin looking fantastic was only in her best interest. Having good skin requires a lot more than an intense amount of work though. While it might come natural to some, Scarlett has on occasion mentioned that she spends quite a bit of her wealth on the most expensive skin products that the market has to offer. She's also indicated that although this makes her feel beautiful, it also tends to get fans and critics alike riled up. In her own words, "You work hard making independent films for 14 years, and you get voted best chest." But as disheartening as it must be for the star to still have her appearance referenced more than her incredible talents, she can't help but ensure that she always looks like $1,000,000, and it's no doubt that her flawless skin only adds to her overall allure. Number 7. That haute couture style of hers. If you've ever paid attention to the best dressed lists of red carpets around the globe, you'll know that Scarlett more often than not ends up at the very top of these lists. Her couture style is more often than not elegant, but she also enjoys having fun with things that she ends up wearing. She often stated that she believes that women dress up for other women, as men don't really care much for fashion. More specifically, she said, "I once heard that women dress for women, not for men. And I think that has some truth to it. Men, what do they know? They don't know if you've gained 5 pounds. They're oblivious to those kinds of things. A lot of men will say, 'I like you just as you are,' and you're like, 'But I'm bloated.' If they're attracted to you, they're attracted to you." So it would seem that Scarlett does indeed spend a lot of her wealth on trying to impress both herself and other starlets on the red carpet. And with the insane price tags that these outfits come with, it's no surprise that only a celebrity with a net worth as high as Scarlett can afford them. Number 8. Vacationing whenever she has a break. And last but not least, Scarlett absolutely loves to take her family on the most lavish vacations whenever she gets a break from the Hollywood spotlight. Like many stars before her, the actress has been known to retreat just south of the border when she has the time, visiting incredible resorts in Cabo and places of the like. Sun, sand, and cocktails every second of the day? What better way to relax when you have all the money in the world, right? So what do you think of the lavish lifestyle of Scarlett Johansson? Feel free to let us know in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.